shitloads of you here today. Woo! So I want to tell you a little story about my wedding anniversary this year. So my husband Dan and I, so I'm just going to re-clarify that. My husband is Dan. It's not my husband and Dan and I. There's not three of us in this relationship. I'm not Princess Diana. My apologies if that's too soon for some of you, but yeah. So Dan and I used to go camping to celebrate our anniversary. We loved it. The sex was fucking intense. But this year we decided to go glamping instead. So we booked some pods on a caravan park. And they were self-contained and the loos, etc. were just up the way. The pods themselves were really cute. They're all lined up, like identical, like a little pod terrace. There's pod 1, pod 2, and pod 3. And Dan and I were staying in pod 3. Now that evening, Dan and I decided we were going to sit on the terrace and have a bottle of wine each. And Dan put some music on, right? And I remember the first song he put on was that song, Stuck in the Middle of You, you know, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Now you can join in, okay? Here I am. Yes, thanks for that, right, okay. So it was really nice, and I remember thinking to myself, this is really romantic. Dan and I don't do romance, we just get pissed. So I said to Dan with that in mind, I was like, Dan, it's our wedding anniversary tomorrow. Why don't we have some more wine? So, whilst we were devouring another couple of bottles, I was making best friends forever with every single person in that caravan park. And once we devoured another couple of bottles, we both went off to bed fast asleep. Until 4 a.m, nature calls me. Ring, ring! I was like, shit! No, I didn't need a shit, right? I needed to go for a wee. And I tell you what, I am not going outside. It's dark. All those best friends forever tossers are roaming around there now, and also there's foxes. And I have a genuine fear of foxes. So I thought what I would do is I would pretend that I didn't need to urinate. So that involves lying very, very still and thinking of things to distract yourself. So I'm thinking, must get that tap fixed in the bathroom, the dripping one. And if they renamed the Niagara Falls to the Viagra Falls, would it get bigger? And if I went to wee in a gun, would it turn into a pistol? So obviously this wasn't happening right, so I had to relent and go for a piss. So I got up and I put my favourite leopard print pyjamas on, with matching leopard print fluffy slippers, and off I go. However, on the way out, I've decided to leave the door ajar. Basically, Dan, if he gets woken up, can be a grumpy fucking twat. So I decided to leave the door ajar. And anyway, off I go, and as I come back, I skip up to the pods. The fucking door is closed. I purposely left that door open out of the kindness of my heart. So I'm having to fucking get these doors and I pull them towards me and I jump in like the leopard I am. It's like, you weren't supposed to shut the fucking door, Dan. I don't know why I turned into Michael Caine at that point, that's how it was. And as I looked at the figure on the bed, I thought, why has Dan put his boxer shorts on? And then I looked a bit more, and I was like, oh, in this early morning light, Dan looks quite youthful. So I went in for a bit more of a stare. But then I realised there wasn't just one person in bed. There was two. Very young lads, hopefully over 20. And they were just lying there, and one of them was looking at me. And I thought, oh, he's got this look of absolute fucking terror in his eyes. The guy was petrified. Now, You'd think I would have started to read the room right now. Those who know me will know I have a talent, right? And that is being a dickhead. I'm really good at it, and that's how it is. So I'm looking at these two, and they're lying very, very still. Oh, bless you. Do you want to wee and you're scared of foxes? But then as I heard the penny drop, I thought, maybe they're scared of middle-aged women dressed as leopards. So like Homer Simpson backing into a hedge, I retreat out of the pot. And as I stand outside on the decking, all my fears are confirmed. Pod 1 was to the left of me, Pod 3 was to the right, and here I was, stuck outside of Pod 2. Like a hungover lady from the zoo, and I didn't know what to do. So I did what anyone else would have done in that situation. I fucking scarpered. Out of Pod 2, along to Pod 3, where the fucking door was open. I ran in, I was like, Dan! He goes, what? I was like, I've just been standing in Pod 2, just staring at that lovely French couple while they're lying in bed in their pants. And that was how my wedding anniversary started this year. Thank you very much, everybody.